The subject of self-defense came to the surface again after General Theophilus Danjuma retired, made a statement asking Nigerians and communities to resort to self-defense following a series of herdsmen killing that have continued unchallenged or unaddressed by the federal government. Some of the topics and reactions that have continued to trail this include calls by people saying that, well, maybe it is time to begin to review our laws and begin to, also ask to legitimize rights of individuals to take arms to defend themselves. Another topic that is also generating from this is, the Constitution in the first place is not even going to be affected or destroyed.
Thank you very much for having me. Well, T.Y. Danjuma, a general retired, is a respected person in this country. Somebody who was once chief of army staff, a minister of defense. So I think the reason why this matter has blown to this magnitude is because of the kind of person that have made this utterance. Ordinarily, T.Y. Danjuma didn't make anything different with what we have before. And I can say it categorically that self-defense is already codified in our criminal jurisprudence. Self-defense, contrary to what some people may think of it, is not to harm the other party. Self-defense is for you as a person whom the people want to harm, to ensure that you escape, that you are not met with that kind of stiff penalty. Now, self-defense, according to our laws, in Criminal Procedure Act and our Penal Code, Section 286 of our Criminal Procedure Act and Section 59 of our Penal Code has stated that there's no offense in somebody taking a having a self-defense. Because the reason is this. In our Constitution, Section 33 says there is right to life. And that nobody has the right to take this life except with some exceptions. That is, with maybe court pronouncement and some other things. But now, somebody is coming to you with arm. He wants to take your life. If you have the ability, at that point in time, to make sure that you are also alive, there's nothing wrong in that. You can take it up. Because our law will defend you. But you need to prove it in the law court. That is the truth. It needs to be proved that you have done this in what? Self-defense. Are you getting it? But the only thing is this. You must also be able to know that this matter of self-defense is not at large. Self-defense, if you say somebody has slapped you, now you now go inside and take a gun and shoot. It's not proportionate. You cannot say because somebody has slapped you, you want to go and take a gun and kill that person. It doesn't work that way. How it works is that somebody is coming to you with a gun, and you also have the ability or opportunity of having that gun. You retaliate so that you can be alive. There is nothing, it's already in our law, and it has been pronounced in many cases, Akman versus State. It has been buttressed by Karim versus State and many other plethora cases. So it is not new in our jurisprudence. It is what is in vogue. Whatever, the only thing is that people may not know because, at times, not everybody is a lawyer like us. And some people who are not also lawyers will not want to inquire to know what is on ground.
Does the law recognize that everybody can then begin to take, should the law, I think that should be the question, should the law begin to recognize that people take harms individually to protect themselves?
Thank you very much. Well, as at present in the country, everybody cannot take arms. That is the truth. Because before you can take arms, you have to be licensed. That is the rule. Firearms Act states that you have to be licensed for you to take arms. And the reason why they have done that is to prevent what you call anarchy. However, it is not taking arms. It is not only taking arms, through taking arms that you can defend yourself. Are you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It is not through taking arms only that you can prevent yourself from other. For example, we have some communities. There's a community in my area, in Ondo State. That community, they have their traditional way of defending themselves. That community is called Erinje in Okutukpa local government. Anytime that community sense that there is a kind of insecurity and there's an external aggression coming, they have a traditional way of arming themselves. They send what we call B. Do you know what we call B? B. Yes. They will send that bee to surround all their community. Nobody can enter into that community. And if you dare try to enter into that community, the bee will do justice. It's a traditional means of doing their own. And you get what I'm saying? But we, as I've said, we as Nigerians, I said, this self-defense, we are already practicing it everywhere. You get it? We have people, private security men in Nigeria for now. If everybody should take arm, people will abuse it. That is just the thing. Are you getting it? But if it is ordinarily making a kind of self-defense, defending yourself against any external aggressor or violence, I said our law has recognized it. And the fact remains that even though if you have your arm licensed, you know, as a Nigerian, you can, once you are above 18 years, you are a person of sound mind. You have right to license your gun. Yes, you have it. So if you have your gun and if you use it, at that point in time, the law will speak for you. You have defended yourself. The law is in place. Anybody can take arm, but it has to be licensed. I don't know if
absolutely. But then we come to the point of whether it is also defense. If you feel that a previous attack, and then you have a signal that is going to repeat itself, it has not actually occurred a second time. But then you have a feel that it's almost going to happen a second time. And then, you know, there's a traditional say, or maybe an old saying, that attack is the best form of defense. As part of defending yourself, you then take a reprisal, just to send a signal that we don't want this to happen again. What is the position of law as to reprisal?
The position of law is very clear. If somebody has come to attack you, as at that point in time, he attacked you with cutlass. If you attack that person with cutlass, again, immediately, there is justification. You will go to court and prove it. That is provocation. The only thing is that if somebody has come to attack you now, maybe you go back home and you are not coming back after maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour. You want to come and do it. The law will not recognize that. Because what you can prove for you to be justified at that point in time is provocation. And that provocation is instant. That provocation has to be instant. You cannot say because somebody has done this thing to me, so time. No. It has to be proportionate at that point in time. So, a reprisal attack, you will be availed with the position, with the law, if it is instant. Are you getting it?
Absolutely.
But if it's not instant, the law will not come to your aid. I am aware that in Nigeria, because we cannot hide under one finger here, in Nigeria, our judicial system is very, very slow. Even as slow as it is, we cannot take laws into our hand. What we need to do is for us to make sure that this judicial system it is the government or the political will of government to make sure that this judicial system is working as it's supposed to be. Otherwise, if we now encourage that, well, because judicial system is not working, let's go for this, then anarchy looms everywhere.
Okay, if the law is taking so long, more lives are getting endangered by the day, and then we need to defend ourselves. Do you not think that people might want to say, okay, well, the law can wait. I can die.
Well, I think I listened to General T.Y. Danjuma very well. And what he said is that people should defend themselves. Are you getting it? And as I said, apart from the fact that he accused the military, I said nothing is new. But he accused the military of being neutral. And defending yourself at this point in time, even as a community, we can come together and defend ourselves. As a community, if they know that this community is so, they are together, and if anything happens in this community, anything can happen to them too. People will also not dare them. Are you get what I'm saying? Now, if defending themselves, that the T.Y. Danjuma said, in my own opinion, is that people should defend themselves in whatever means they want, which does not necessarily means arm alone. I have given you an example here. You can defend yourself through any means, provided that you don't die. You get your life is not taken, so you don't have any problem. And the fact remains that if we say the law should wait, anarchy should set in. Who knows how many people will live?
The law is meant to protect lives and properties.
Very good.
Government also has the same primary responsibility.
Very well.
The parastatals of government agencies, departments also have the same primary duty. But if all of these are failed, is the law still supreme over the sanctity of life? Should I not go ahead and protect my life by taking harm, even though the law does not recognize me not getting license for the gun?
I understand what you are saying. But the fact remains that in Nigeria, as it is right now, we know that the government is not doing what they ought to do. Many things are not going the way it's supposed to go. But the fact remains this, that if we, because of one situation, now allow everybody to take my brother, there will be no country like Nigeria again.
But Barrister, you said earlier that whatever means.
Yes.
Does that exclude taking harms?
What I am saying is that whatever means, what I'm saying is that it's not restricted to maybe taking arms. We have some people that are licensed to take gun, and they are there. Those who are licensed to take gun can take the gun. But those who are not licensed to take the gun for now should what? Use other means to defend themselves. We cannot say because the country is hot, everybody should not take arm. If everybody take arm, we cannot sit down in this studio. Nobody will be able to stay in Lagos. That is the truth. The law is very clear. Whatever type of gun that you have, are you getting it? That is recognized by the law. You cannot just say before you'll be licensed to take a gun. There are a lot of screening that will take place, and all those screening we also include the type of gun that you are using. It's not at large. Are you getting it now? So, if your own type of gun corresponds with that standard that is needed, so be it. But if not, there's nothing we can do, because the law is law no matter what. We cannot say because things are bad, we should now let everything loose. The
federal government handling of the herdsmen crisis so far, what's your perspective? How do you see it? Would you commend the federal government so far, or is there something you want the federal government to do differently from what it is presently doing on this crisis?
As I said earlier, You see, the federal government for now, you know, T.Y. Danjuma alleged the military. By extension, he has alleged the federal government. Because President Muhammadu Buhari is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And according to T.Y. Danjuma, he said, those people, they have colluded. He said it 3 times. I watched the video. He said they have colluded with these S-men. My brother, for now, things are not working. And in a country like Nigeria, we're supposed to be a giant of Africa. We are not getting it right. The government is not doing what they need to do. When Buhari came from his leave abroad, they tackled this IPOB headlong. Did you hear? Have you been hearing anything like IPOB again? But the reason why Nigerians do not trust this present government is the way they have handled this herdsmen issue. Because in Yoruba they will say, "Ila can go Yolure." It is not possible that the herdsmen will now be more or will now be taller than the president of Nigeria. People now have the belief that, well, these herdsmen are being sponsored somewhere. They are being sponsored by somebody. And that the herdsmen are not even the problem. They are those boys that are coming from one place to the other. They are not the problem. They are the big people who owns those cows, those cattle that they rear about. So, as at now, the federal government is not doing enough.
Would you recommend to strike in the same manner the federal government did as with the IPOB for the herdsmen?
Well, my brother, recently we heard that the federal government is proposing amnesty. Yes, we read it online that federal government is proposing amnesty for Boko Haram people. Because in my own opinion, it is the same Boko Haram people that have metamorphosed into herdsmen. That is where I look at it. Yes, because what they are even doing right now, it's not the period of Jonathan. The killing was not even as much as this. And people voted out Jonathan because they think that their lives were not secured. But now it has even come worse. My brother, it is not even those boys that is the problem. The government should get those big men that are in charge. Through intelligence gathering, they cannot tell, just like what happened in Boko Haram recently. Federal government went to negotiate with Boko Haram. The implication of that is that the federal government now know who Boko Haram's people are. That is the implication. So, and if they can know who the Boko Haram people are, they cannot tell me they don't know who these Boko Haram people, these herdsmen people are. So they should do everything possible to get those people that are behind the bar, behind the scene. Those people that are really behind, not those boys that are the problem. There are some big guns that they are behind the scene. They should get them arrested, prosecute them if they have enough evidence, and things will come back to normal. But even if they are dealing with all those boys without the real people in the behind the scene, things will not get done.
So you do not recommend the amnesty?
It is not possible. I cannot recommend amnesty for these herdsmen because the reason is this. You know, amnesty is an unconditional pardon for people. Okay, you have sinned. Go and sin no more. But in doing that, you need to be very, very careful. Because, you know, in the Niger Delta, there's amnesty program in the Niger Delta, which has gone a long way to at least to ameliorate the problem in the Niger Delta. Here, now, if we now say, because there's an amnesty in the Niger Delta, we want to recommend an amnesty for Boko Haram, tomorrow another group will surface. They also want amnesty. What happens? At the end of the day, do we now start to give amnesty to everybody in Nigeria? It becomes ungovernable. So, I do not in any way recommend amnesty for whether Boko Haram or herdsmen. The reason why Yar'Adua in 2009 did that is very, very clear. Before the amnesty came on board for these amnesty people, for these Niger Delta people, the what do you call it? The production of oil has dropped drastically. That Nigeria was unable to maintain itself. It was then this Yar'Adua with some stakeholders in Nigeria Delta then said, okay, let us give these guys amnesty. When they did, what happened? The production, oil production per day rose astronomically. Until today, Nigerians are enjoying it. And if you know say you want to give Boko Haram, if as a matter of fact, who is even a Boko Haram? Who is a Boko Haram now? Do we know him? Do you know that person? Do you know anybody who is a Boko Haram person? You don't know. How can you give a ghost an amnesty? Yes, that's the truth. Do you know who is? Because as a Nigerian, I do not know who a Boko, because sometimes they claim that they are the people that came from Niger, from other countries to come. Those are the things they were saying. Now, if we now start to give people in the Niger amnesty, what is the benefit to us in Nigeria? It doesn't have anything. But what we need to do is to tackle them headlong. Are you getting? And if there's no conspiracy between them and the powerful people that be in government, my brother, all these things are just very minor.
Is that an indictment on the federal government?
My brother, if you call it, I cannot indict the federal government, but the fact remains that even the blind knows, as I speak with you, that federal government, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Yes, the country is not moving as it's supposed to be. That is the truth. This government came on board through the agenda of change. Yes, 3 cardinal points, security. I mean, they talk of what? Economy. What we are saying is this. Where is the economy of Nigeria today? The economy, Bill Gates recently came to the country. The APC government invited Bill Gates themselves to Nigeria. What did he say? He said the economic policy of the present government is nowhere to be found. Yes. Yes. The security that they said they want to tackle, insecurity is everywhere. Then how do you want me now to raise this federal government high? It is not possible. Because they are the same set of people that have been ruling this country from the ages are the ones that are still ruling us without any fresh idea. And what do you expect from an octogenarian, for example? For somebody who is who has been, even the president himself said it sometimes, that he wished he had become president sometimes. I can't quote those days, when he was younger than this. Mr. President himself can attest to it that he is old. It's not Mr. President that is even, in my own opinion, that it is some cabals, people that are close to him. They are the ones that are dictating. Yes, that is what is happening. Because the Buhari that Nigerians know before they voted for him is not the same Buhari they are saying today. That is my own opinion for what I'm saying. It's not the same Buhari they are saying today. And if Nigeria should continue in this way, my brother, God forbid, after another 4 years, we may not have Nigeria again. That is the truth. Nobody will be happy being starved. Nobody will be happy when you know your children who are supposed to be giving you food as at now. You are the one still feeding them. And this same government said they are coming with change. And this change is not working, my brother. They should make another way. They should have another direction.
It is a wrap, Barrister. Thank you so much for coming. We're pleased to have you.
Thank you very much.